technical difficulties. Ayana, would you like to work us through our welcome slides here?
Absolutely. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Welcome, all community members. We're here at our AB617 meeting. Is everybody in the room? I think we're going to chat, but welcome, everybody. We'll go ahead and move on to our interpretation. Diana, would you like to take over, please?
Good evening. This is Maria, one of the Spanish interpreters, and I will give the instructions in English, and then I will give them in Spanish. Welcome this evening. In your meeting or the webinar controls down the taskbar at the bottom of your screen, once these channels are activated, you will need to click interpretation. I think in your taskbar, you will see the more ... and that's where you will find it. Select the language that you would like to hear, in this case, English, and closed caption, you can please turn on if you need it. Ahora en español. En los controles de la reunión o el seminario web, aquí en la barra de tareas, en la parte inferior de su pantalla, una vez que se activen los canales de los idiomas para poder escuchar en español, tendrán que seleccionar donde están los tres puntitos, luego aparece el icono del mudo, haga clic en interpretación y luego haga clic en el idioma que desee escuchar, en este caso español, y luego para solo escuchar el idioma interpretado, el español, haga clic en silenciar audio original, donde pueda ver el MUTE. Si están reuniéndose por medio de un teléfono inteligente, es el mismo proceso como está en el gráfico que está en la pantalla, los tres puntitos, seleccionar interpretación, luego seleccionar español, y para escuchar solo el idioma interpretado, haga clic en silenciar audio original. Gracias.
Thank you so much, Maria. That was very beautiful. This is a very special AB617 meeting. If we can throw the agenda on the screen, please. Well, welcome to the CSC AB617. I am Ayana Johnson. I am your co-chair. We also have Michaela Patton, who will be here briefly, our junior co-chair, and Mr. Charles Reed. He's also the co-chair. So welcome. Let's get to our meeting objectives. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, our CSC will receive an overview of our final draft plan in response to public comments. And then we'll have our community steering committee, CSC members will vote on approving the draft plan. So our agenda, basically, this is our welcome and our agenda. We do our report out on public comment and recommended changes to the final draft plan and questions at 6:10. Then we'll have our final draft plan overview and key accomplishments, 6:40. Our CSC vote on final draft
Las
plan.
dos están interpretando.
Are we having, Marina? I think Marina may be having issues with the interpretation. So after we'll have our CSC vote on a final draft plan at 6:55, then a break at 7:05 p.m., acknowledgements and celebrations at 7:15, and then we'll go ahead and close out. Marina, are you able? Is everything okay over there for interpretation?
Sí, ya estoy escuchando bien.
Okay, great. I just want to make sure we're here. Next slide, please. Okay, so our initial meeting agreements, our notes for participation, one mic, one voice. If in person, raise your hand to speak. If on Zoom, use your raise hand function under reactions at the bottom of your screen. Have grace for ourselves and one another. Remember, take care of yourself. Stretch, drink water, breathe. Mutual respect, empowerment, and active listening for all participants. To allow everyone to participate, please limit your comments to a speaking time of 2 minutes. We will actively give reminders and alerts. Popcorning or passing a mic method will be used to encourage participation for all. If you can go back to the slide, please. Amongst quieter CSC members, for any questions throughout the meeting, if in person, please raise your hand or ask a question. If on Zoom, in addition to hand raising, you may also use the Zoom chat. CBE and BACMed staff will be responding to your questions. Next slide, please. Okay, so community building. In person, attendees are encouraged to interact with fellow participants during the dinner and meet and greet. Virtual attendees, please type in the Zoom chat your name, your pronouns, any affiliated organizations. Community building on Zoom, use chat and the reaction emojis to inspire and encourage one another. Note, CSC members, please raise your hands if you're not able to type into the chat and we'll have someone speak aloud for you. Okay, and we're going to turn it over to Alicia Parker for public comment and recommended changes to the final draft plan. Alicia?
All right, thank you, Ayana, for your very gracious welcome message. I'm Alicia Parker, and I just would like to take one quick moment to thank Just Cities for all the back-end logistics they've handled for the last several months that I've been here and years before that. I would also like to thank Communities for a Better Environment, and specifically Carly, for all your contribution on this project. I really appreciate it, and I've seen it. And to the core team, I want to thank every single one of you because we've all put in so much work and time and love and energy. So I just wanted to say that. So thank you. And to the leadership for, working with us, and to the co-chairs. I've loved getting to know you. I've loved having conversations with you. And to the CSC who spent your time coming to these meetings, I want to thank you for that. So as you remember, in November, we published and we released the public review draft plan, and it was open for public comment for 4 weeks. Okay. In the middle of the review period, we held a public meeting here at Youth Uprising. Oh, thank you for advancing the slide. We held a public meeting in the middle of November, and that was during the public review period for the draft plan. And we heard from, we had received comment emails and letters from community members, from representatives of local nonprofits, from international think tanks, from local businesses, and the Port of Oakland. And we heard also from, we had some template emails from the Stop Oakland Airport Expansion Coalition. Next slide, please.
I don't know what happened. Sorry, everyone. I don't know what happened. I think it's the remote finicky.
You just straight to the punchline. One more back. One more, two more, sorry. Okay, there we go. Okay, thank you. Oh, there we go, right there. Okay. So this slide has, it kind of captures some of the changes that were made in response to public comments. As you all might have seen in your email, we sent a response to public comments out for you all. And we also prepared a guide that showed kind of red line changes for what was changed in the draft plan so that you can easily see how the comments were addressed. But this slide specifically talks about some of the more substantive comments that were changed or that were addressed. So one of the new actions that was created was to have a map-based tool where you will be able to look up information about specific facilities, including their permit information, what the status is of their permit, any public notices, the inspection frequency, and any violations and some emissions inventory data. So that was a new action in response to feedback. Another new action was to have Caltrans implement the findings of the racial equity assessment that they're going to prepare as part of the I-580 truck ban study. It's very important that the East Oakland community get engaged in the I-580 truck ban study. We added a new metric to the plan that will count and capture the number of incentive-funded vehicle and equipment upgrades that are completed. And then we also added, so on the right-hand side of the screen as you're looking at it, there's a couple of boxes about additional information that was added to the plan. We added information about the nature of emissions related to the airport. One thing to note there is that the emissions from the airport, a large proportion of those emissions happen at about 1,000 feet above the ground. So that's just a piece of information that was added to the plan. Another thing that was added to the plan, thanks to Mr. Charles and his research, was the issue related to mold, related to illegal dumping, and more information about the health impacts. So at this time, I'm going to pass it over. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to open up for questions. Thank you. And you can advance to the next slide. I'm sorry, I wasn't asking for slides to be changed.
I have a question.
Yeah, where can we and members of the public see, did you specifically respond to the, like where you actually sort of describe in more detail your response to the comments and the actions that were taken?
Yeah. That's in the response to comment document. I believe we have a few on hand in the room. And then it's available on the website as well.
Go ahead, Mr. Charles.
Yeah, the transparency tool. I wanted to know if it also captures companies that have innovated their workspace.
I appreciate the question, Mr. Charles. I don't know if Aya in the room wants to field that one.
Yeah, so the tool is designed to be a place where all the facility information is accessible. So that would be the permits, emissions information, if there are any complaints or violations. So it would reflect the information that we have on the facility. And so, yeah, does that?
So it would be up to the facility itself to say, hey, this is what we've done, or this is how we've improved.
Yeah, so if their improvements relate to stationary sources or things that would affect the permit, then yes, that should be reflected there. Or, you know, I think part of it will hopefully include, like, if there's a permit application in process, which might be kind of what's needed to reflect those changes, the tool would show that as well.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks for that question, Mr. Charles. Alicia, for the next question, would you be able to reiterate it so that folks online can hear it?
Yes, sorry. Any other questions?
Sí, yo. Se está diciendo de diseñar, ¿verdad? Un lugar de las instalaciones para hacer accesible al público, ¿verdad? A la comunidad. No sé si está incluido aquí los diferentes tipos de lenguaje.
Yes. So there's a, you know, maybe a dozen or so actions that are related to, preparing materials about air pollution awareness, about kind of education, and others that are kind of like related to community engagement around specific like initiatives or various actions. And those would all, you know, kind of include language access.
Alicia?
Yeah, what was the question?
Can you repeat the question? I didn't change the channel right away fast enough, sorry.
Well, okay, okay. So I was listening to the interpreted version of the question. So what I understand the question to be is, will there be language access included in the plan? That's what I understood the question to be.
Okay.
And Alicia, online, it was hard to hear the first question. Do you mind summarizing what that question was about and what the response was?
Okay.
I think Aya was the one who responded, or I'm not sure.
Well, I think the very first question asked about the response to comments and where they can find the kind of row or comment by comment response. And I responded by saying that there is the response to comments document is available online, and there's some copies in the room. And then Mr. Charles asked about the facilities mapping tool.
Awesome. We'll also post the link to where people online and in the public can access that response to comments document.
Okay. Any other questions?
A ver, ahí voy. Marín. Estaba oyendo sobre el 4.3 que mencionaron ahí, sobre Caltras, ¿verdad? Estamos hablando de vehículos financiados, ¿sí? No sé si se incluía ahí una cantidad o qué exacta cantidad van a dar, ¿verdad? Para hacer un cambio hacia los carros, porque ahí está hablando sobre financiamiento, ¿verdad? Sobre los vehículos.
Well, so I'll repeat the question. Question is related to the action, I believe. Oh, if you can go back to one slide. So one more, sorry. I believe that there's a question about T&M 4.3, so transportation and mobile sources 4.3, and whether or not there's any funding associated with, kind of vehicle changes. So T&M 4.3 is really about the I-580 truck ban study and implementing the racial equity impact findings. So it's not really about electrifying, the fleets or cars.
Go ahead, Mr. Charles.
Yeah, so are we to understand that that's just concerning a study on whether truck traffic should be allowed on both freeways? Is that
Well,
what
yeah.
it's limited to?
Yes, that's right, Mr. Charles.
Okay.
Alicia, I had a quick question. How are we getting the community involved with this project?
I encourage you, thank you for the question, Ayana. We're going to get, Caltrans has a pretty robust community engagement program, and they have a website, and I can find the link and put it in the chat, but I highly encourage everybody to sign up to receive updates, because they're going to have a series of like pop-ups and pop-ins. So they'll have information at the libraries eventually. So they're going, it's ramping up, and would definitely be a good time to sign up for the updates. And I can put the link in the chat.
A follow-up to that, is there a way to get actual community members involved in doing the surveying and not Caltrans or agencies?
From what I know, they have, they basically invited, not sure how many CBOs, but they invited different community-based organizations on their technical advisory committee. So I think some of those organizations are also doing like their own outreach for that. But to more else, I don't really
I have a quick follow-up to that. If they were doing CBOs and community outreach, why weren't we informed as far as AB 617?
So the study has just been getting going, but John from Caltrans did come to our open house workshop. He had some flyers on the table. And like I said, as we get information, we'll be passing it on. And I think we've passed an email or two on from Caltrans. They had a big community meeting. I think it was in November, and we passed that information on to the CSC. So as we get information, we'll pass it on. But again, it's helpful to sign up for updates so you're here, right when those invitations go out.
Do we have a direct line to Caltrans in which we would get direct information from the source? Or
Yeah,
if not, could we establish one?
yeah, we have, so one of the project managers has been attending the meetings. I don't know if she's here tonight, but yeah, they've been tracking the process. Yep.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's good.
I have a question.
Miss Cecilia,
I want to know what role is the World Health Organization playing as far as with the health issues in the community?
Well, we've been working primarily with Alameda County Public Health and with OEHA, and then the Air District. The Air District is a public health agency. So those are the kind of agencies that we have been working with primarily. I don't know if anyone else has any others that that they can think of off the top.
Just could you restate the question, Alicia, and then explain if you know the acronym of OEHA for folks online? That would be helpful.
Miss Cecilia asked what role the World Health Organization has, I think is what she asked for.
I did. What role they play?
And so I was just saying that we've worked with Alameda County Department of Public Health. We've worked with the Office of Environmental Health and Hazards, I think is the acronym. We've worked with, the agency, our Air District agency has a strong public health, kind of awareness and charge. So those are the organizations that we have worked with.
Are we currently working with the Alameda County Department of Health on this project, on this venture, in regards to Caltrans?
Well, that would be a question for Caltrans.
Or Alameda County Department of Health as well?
Right, yeah.
Do we have anybody here from the county who may be able to answer that question?
I'm checking to see if there's someone
I'm here.
from
Daryl Stewart's
Caltrans
here
or
Hello?
Hello,
yeah,
Mr.
we
you
hear
Stewart.
you.
This is Daryl Stewart from Supervisor Miley's office. I'm sorry I didn't hear the question. Can you repeat it again?
I'm sorry. We have a project in regards to the Interstate 580 truck access study, and Caltrans is involved. I wanted to know if Alameda County was directly engaging with Caltrans, and how could AB 617 be part of the process?
I personally do not have any knowledge of Caltrans reaching out, but I also do not do health policy. So what I will do is talk to my colleague, Aaron Armstrong, or call the director and try and find an answer. I can't do it tonight, but I can do it tomorrow.
No worries. Thank you so much, Mr. Stewart.
We also have, and sorry, Tram Wen from the Public Health Department. Sorry to put you on the spot, Tram, but is the Public Health Department involved in the Caltrans study at this time?
Hi, Anna. Yeah, sorry, I'm transitioning on my phone. So we are just getting, it's just starting up, and we did have a person come to the advisory committee in the fall, I think, when they were starting up, and yeah, and have been monitoring the study. But I think the next phase is like they had some community meetings and they're continuing that process. There's another meeting coming up in February is what I'm aware of. So as Alicia said, it's still early stages, but we are monitoring and being part of the advisory committee, I think.
Thank you, Tram.
I want to I think I'm in support of what Ayana is saying as far as why isn't community members who boots on the ground being included in the in this study and being the ones who are doing the community engagement. And that's what we feel like we've been doing a lot of this work, and we should be included now in this part of it where there should be some pay wages to do that actual groundwork.
I concur with Charles. We are the community members are the main ones directly affected by anything that has to do with environmental issues in the community. So they should be the first ones with outreach.
Thank you. We can, communicate that to the project manager for that project. Anything else, anyone?
Another thing,
yo tengo ese comentario más, ¿verdad? Sobre ese comentario que es, yo creo que aquí la comunidad es lo más importante, ¿verdad? Que debemos de saber de todo tipo de proyectos que hay en nuestra comunidad. Y también tenemos que saber qué hacen las demás agencias, cómo nos están apoyando. Si nosotros como comunidad estamos trabajando, ellos también hay que ponerlos a trabajar duro. Y tenemos que entre todos, ¿verdad? Apoyarnos y hacer el buen trabajo. Sí, porque no podemos la comunidad trabajar solos. Necesitamos de esas agencias que nos apoyen y que nos tengan en comunicación de todo lo que están haciendo, de sus trabajos, porque nosotros necesitamos ver cómo arreglamos, ¿verdad? Nuestro aire limpio para poder vivir, poder respirar, que es lo más importante. Por eso estamos en esta reunión y queremos que entre todos nos apoyemos y que todos estemos en el mismo tema. Gracias.
Yeah, and that's a big, big piece of why we're all here tonight. And so many agencies are on the call with us tonight.
Hey, Alicia, could we repeat that question?
Oh, yeah, that was that was kind of a statement. That was that the community should be aware of all the projects that are happening, of all the initiatives that are underway, and that they should be supported by the various agencies that are involved in those initiatives.
Yeah, if I could just step into it, I just want to clarify this 580 trucks ban study is a study that's being run by Caltrans. They're consulting us for data, but we're not running the study. And we have sent emails to the CSC to notify you all about their community meetings, and we'll continue to update you when we have that information about future meetings. So
I just wanted to say one thing that Caltrans is not an authority in this community. And Caltrans has treated this community very badly. And so why should they be the ones running the study on health impacts for us? That is something that we as a community should be able to come together and get funding to do on our own to combat whatever they say. Because they're going to say whatever is in favor of Caltrans.
well, I would encourage everybody to sign up to receive updates and attend their community meetings and share that those sentiments with that agency.
Yeah, I shared in the chat the link to their website for the I-580 truck ban study. And then I can send a follow-up email after the meeting to CSC members about how to sign up for their email list and also contact their project manager to ask some questions.
Hi folks, Catherine from our Oakland Department of Transportation. I'm on the core team for that project working with Caltrans, representing the city. So I will also, at our next meeting, I think next week, have the team make sure that this group is included in the next round of community engagement. As folks have said, we are at a very early phase of this study. We have not studied anything yet. We've only been talking about what will be studied. So, you know, there's still lots of community engagement. I know that the team is looking for who should be in the room, and so I'll make sure that gets passed along.
Thank you.
Can I add to what Charles was saying? I agree. The main people who are directly affected are the unhoused community of Alameda County. So how would they be impacted by this process? And how could we bring them in which they receive assistance or employment through this venture? And that way, if they're doing outreach and collecting money, that's more of another source for them for income and another way for them to be housed. So, you know, these projects can go hand in hand. Are they looking into these type of ventures at this time with Caltrans? Because I know they have a very bad history with the unhoused community. With lawsuits and other things. And maybe that'll be a step in a right direction as far as the community goes and their relationship with Caltrans.
Yeah, and I think that I'm not sure off the top of my head if they have special provisions for the unhoused community, although I do think that they will be preparing, you know, as it says, like the equity assessment. And so there's a breakdown of various, you know, indicators and you know, so, but I'm definitely hearing a lot of interest and a lot of you know, suggestions for this study. So I think that it's you know, important we get this plan adopted, and then maybe that's something we really focus on. You know, getting a lot of close communication around that project.
I agree. I believe that the vulnerable communities like Second Chance community as well as the unhoused community should give first dibs as far as outreach and collective assessment for employment and other ventures. So yes, I do agree.
Thank you, folks, for weighing in on outreach. I think it's definitely important. And Alicia, thank you for figuring out how we might be able to incorporate that moving forward. This has been a great discussion on next steps for this process here. And while we're moving on to that, we'll go to our next slide and have Deanna talk about our final draft plan overview and key accomplishments as we continue this discussion about next steps here.
Thanks, DJ. And hi, everybody. My name is Diana Perez. I'm a planner at the Air District, and I will walk us through a couple of slides to just help us remember, you know, the full body of work that we've done together over this last 3 years. Next slide, please. So this timeline shows some of the major milestones that we've achieved over the past year. Oh, I see Ayana's hand. Was that from before?
It was from before. My apologies.
Okay. Thanks. No worries. Yeah, but this, you know, so if you remember, we had several CSC meetings focused on strategy development. We began with discussing results from the community mapping project, which helped us define the focus areas. And that was as far back as November 2023 at meeting number 14. All the way to May 2025, which was the last meeting dedicated to discussing and reviewing the proposed strategies and actions in the plan. So after that meeting, staff incorporated your comments and feedback, and we coordinated internally with other Air District divisions and externally with partner agencies and CBE to produce the CSC review draft plan, which was shared with the CSC in July of last year. And we received comments from many of you. And then in August, we had the CSC working session where, you know, CSC members broke into small groups to take a closer look at the actions in each focus area. And then once the CSC review comment period ended, staff worked again with all of our partners to make changes to the plan based on your comments. So this led to releasing the public review draft plan. And at this point, the public was able to read and comment on the plan. We had the in-person open house, and Alicia just went over the details of the public comments we received and the changes that were made to the plan in response to those comments. So that brings us where we are today, where you as the CSC will cast a very important vote on adoption of the plan. Next slide, please. So there are many important actions that could be highlighted in the plan, but we want to focus on 3 areas in particular because we as staff feel that these are examples that really reflect the leadership of the CSC and co-chairs, and that's urban greening, workforce development, and illegal dumping. So, for example, urban greening action 4.2, that's the one at the top, that's that top square, would calls for the city of Oakland to engage the CSC in order to connect East Oakland residents with green jobs, with green job opportunities through its workforce development board. In urban greening, the next box below it is urban greening action 2.1 and 2.2, which work in tandem. Through the first action, 2.1, the Air District would consult the CSC and the City of Oakland to create a resource that would identify high priority areas in East Oakland where vegetative buffers and other greening projects are most needed. And then in 2.2, the Air District would create a funding strategy that can support those urban greening projects. Then under illegal dumping action 1.2, the Oakland Public Works Department would work with the CSC by increasing awareness about illegal dumping prevention. So for example, by consulting with the CSC on effective strategies for outreach and education in East Oakland in particular. Next slide. Thank you. So it's also worth highlighting the community engagement and outreach accomplishments that were critical to the development of the plan. And this outreach was led by trusted community partners who were recipients of community organizing grants. That's Higher Ground, Lifers Leaving a Legacy, led by co-chair Mr. Charles Reed, Recess Fund, led by CSC member Ms. Jerry McGee Tyner, the East Oakland Collective, and Sequoia Foundation. So 4 of these CBOs gathered nearly 480 comments and concerns through the community mapping project. And as I mentioned, that feedback was used to create the organizing framework for the plan, the focus areas. Then last summer, 4 of these CBOs hosted community events and created informational materials to increase awareness about the plan among the broader East Oakland community and to collect feedback on the plan strategies. So together, the CBOs collected over 400 surveys, and the feedback from those surveys confirmed that the proposed strategies in the plan really were addressing the most pressing air quality issues in East Oakland. Next slide, please. So the final draft plan includes 107 actions in total, which address major health and air quality concerns identified by the CSC, which include incompatible zoning and the related issue of proximity of vulnerable populations to pollution sources, reducing exposure to fugitive dust and other toxic emissions, holding polluting industries and businesses accountable, the I-580 truck ban, which we just discussed, and the Oakland San Francisco Bay Airport. Next slide, please. So once the plan is adopted by the Air District Board of Directors and approved by the California Air Resources Board, multiple agencies will be responsible for implementing the actions. The numbers you see on the slide correspond to the number of actions that each partner would be leading. The Air District will play a key role in implementing the plan alongside the CSC, who will be leading to implementation of 2 actions, CBE and other government agencies, like the City of Oakland, Port of Oakland, and CARB, as well as the Alameda County Public Health Department. Next slide, please. So the Air District would leverage expertise and resources across the entire agency to implement this plan. For example, the engineering division will work on improving the transparency of the permitting process. The Compliance and Enforcement Division would develop a complaint data tool for the public to easily access and search air quality complaints reported in your neighborhoods. And the Meteorology and Measurement Division would work on making air and emissions monitoring data more accessible, with the goal of empowering communities to interpret and act on that data more effectively. So those are just 3 examples of the 52 actions that the Air District would implement. And that brings us to the end of the plan overview. And I want to just wrap up by underscoring the real commitment that Alicia spoke to earlier. The commitment from the CSC, CBE, and the Air District and all of our partners have made to this work, which is focused on creating clear and effective actions to accomplish the goals of the plan, which are really to reduce East Oakland community members' exposure to air pollution and to empower East Oakland residents to participate in holding polluters accountable. So are there any questions before we move on to the next agenda item?
Yes, there are. Could you go back 1 slide, please?
Sorry, there's a lag.
No. The two that the CSC is responsible for. Could you name those for us, please?
Yeah, let me just pull up the plan here. That is illegal dumping action 1.3, the CSC dissemination of illegal dumping prevention materials, and illegal dumping 1.4, driving local cleanup and beautification activities.
That's what I was concerned about, because the slide, I think there are a couple of slides earlier, it was the CSC in consultation with waste management. But what I wanted to bring up is the fact that now that it's a recognized health hazard, why isn't the Department of Health also a part of this, a part of our illegal dumping strategy?
Well, we can certainly consult, the Public Health Department's been a part of this process and a really strong partner. And so we can certainly continue working through the implementation phase, continue that partnership.
Well, one of the reasons why I'm asking that is because in the implementation process, we have to work with agencies and partners. And the Department of Health is an agency that should be a partner of the CSC in preventing the health impacts of illegal dumping. And so I think they should be working with us on that.
I mean, that's a wonderful idea. And this, as the CSC being the lead on implementation of those actions, you're really empowered to engage and consult with the Public Health Department and other agencies.
Okay, I just wanted a commitment, because it's been recognized by you guys as a health issue. So there should be a commitment from the Department of Health to help clean it up. That's what I'm saying. That should not be a question, that should be a commitment.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Thank you.
Two more questions.
Okay. I'm sorry to bring this up now because it was more appropriate for the prior section, but I'm just looking at the public comments, and there's just one specific point that I want to get some clarity on before we go to a vote. There was a comment from a member of the public pointing out that unlike the West Oakland SERP or Community Action Plan, the East Oakland SERP does not include targets. It includes baselines, it includes predictions, but it does not include reductions targets. And the response to the comment, I do think, having reviewed the SERP and the actions, that these will have a measurable impact. And I understand that from the response that we will be revisiting this in 2031 and seeing if it actually caused any reductions, but I am curious on what the rationale was behind not setting targets.
Okay, I will pass this question to Alicia, but just to reiterate the question, it is about including that the East Oakland SERP does not include targets, but it does include baselines and predictions. And what is the rationale behind not including targets?
Yeah, excuse me. Hi, this is Alicia. Do you mind stating your name, please?
This is Gabrielle Sloma, I'm a CSE member.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I couldn't recognize your voice. Hi, Gabrielle. So, right, as the response states, in Appendix D, we do have the various pollutant kind of estimates for when the emissions inventory was created, which was, I believe it was 2021. So you have your baseline conditions. So in it, that's sort of a proxy for your targets. Okay. And many of the plan actions are more challenging to sort of quantify. So we really rely on the emissions inventory as our kind of as our way to tell how the emissions are changing over time, and those are typically done in this air district every 5 years due to kind of resource issues, due to needing to have time to see changes. A lot of these policy sort of action, policy related actions, it'll take time to see those changes. But we do have the data. We have the baseline conditions.
Thank you. I'm glad we have the data, and I do think that the actions are meant to reduce emissions. I'm just trying to understand why a decision was made in contrast to other CERTs to not actually set a goal for ourselves, other than we're going to make it number go down. Like how do we know if we could be doing better if we don't set a target?
Yeah, I don't know if anyone else on the team wants to weigh in. That appendix really is it is the way that we will tell how emissions have changed.
Yeah, and we'll be able to tell if the number's going down, but we won't be able to tell if it could be going down more or less, basically, is sort of the question there. Is this something that could be revisited? Like, I know these things take a long time, but is this something we could?
I mean, I think what happened in West Oakland was a very unique, kind of case, because it had a different approach to the way that the emissions inventory took place. So they ended up with, kind of like target zones. But when they went to kind of evaluate those changes, it was, they factored in the changes to the, what engines had been replaced, right? And so, my understanding from the emissions inventory team is that the targets are very specific and they're not necessarily kind of anchored in kind of like reality, you know, in terms of like it's like an estimate, and that it, you know, what we have in our plan is we have a goal to you know, improve the health, and so we will be able to, you know, quantitatively tell based on the inventory, and the inventory happens every 5 years. So
So if
you
we
know,
find our numbers not going down or we're not seeing improved health outcomes, can we revisit sort of that framework? Or
in 5 years, yes, we would revisit it for sure.
Quería dar un comentario, ¿verdad?, sobre lo que se está hablando. Aquí me estoy dando cuenta que sí hace falta que se comprometa, ¿verdad?, el condado de Alameda con la salud pública, que debía de estar aquí también junto con nosotros, porque sabemos que ellos también necesitan hacer estudios, ver a cuántas personas están enfermas y de qué están enfermas y qué es lo que les está contaminando, ¿verdad? Ser claros y estar en esta acción. No sé, no la veo aquí, ¿verdad? Me gustaría que se comprometieran también a estar incluidos aquí.
I see. So I see that. Do you want to? Because they are an action lead, right? Oh, so Marina, the other, it says ACPHD. That's Alameda County Public Health Department.
And Tram is here from the Public Health Department as well.
Yeah, she had her hand up. Tram, did you have a comment?
Well, I was just gonna, you know, say in general, right, that I don't know if we got to the section where we have designated, you know, roles for the health department that are like specific where we are leading or support. But in general, I think, you know, what I'd say is that you know, we're there's a specific action around named in the draft, right, around providing studies and data coordination, and we're always, you know, available for those requests, right, from the community to study health impacts, and to provide, you know, uh, as needed, right, analysis and reports, and working together around that. So, and we anticipate that, you know, we would continue to work together, right, on the implementation, and seeing what kind of data and studies would be impactful in helping to carry out, right, the goals of the plan.
We have one question in person from.
Yes. No, wait. Okay, so first of all, I apologize to everyone in the room if I'm jumping the gun. So my name is Takwa Bonner, and I am the founder and the leader of a youth organization called Takwa's Youth Diversion, TYD. I have joined in collaboration with a lot of the nonprofit organizations in East Oakland to help combat this illegal dumping, which is an environmental injustice in my community. That have been plaguing my community for the last 9 years since I have returned from incarceration. Now, I also have a janitorial service called Intricate Details LLC, in which I employ formerly incarcerated men and women and youth. Now, my youth organization and janitorial service had done community cleanups throughout East Oakland, where I was born and raised at. And within 2 weeks, the sites that we cleaned up was worse. Yes. And yes, and so I took my concern to the city of Oakland. I scheduled an appointment, and I had a meeting with Ken Houston, Chief of Staff. And my team and I presented a very comprehensive plan that will prevent illegal dumping, right? And they told me that we asked to be hired so that we can continuously clean up our neighborhood. Not once a month, not every 6 months, but every day, make it our priority job to clean up every day. And they told me that they couldn't hire us because union workers had priority. And in the same breath, And in the same breath, they told me that the city of Oakland cannot handle the workload. So my question to this steering committee is that a priority of ours here? And what are we doing to address that?
We will have to take up, may I say something? We will have to take back our community and do what we need to do to keep it clean. Because right now it's affecting us health-wise, and plus two, it's just ridiculous for Oakland. People from other cities are coming here dumping in Oakland. That's what's happening. And we're gonna have to take back our city and clean it up regardless. We have to do what we need to do.
Yes.
I don't care what nobody say, well, we have to volunteer to do it or what have you.
Yes. And I also want to add before I close that my youth organization had did some projects with recess fund on what we were just speaking on. And we still have a problem. We want to help out, we will continue to help out. But and we need help.
I know. Because I know.
And we would like to clean our own neighborhoods up.
Right, right.
So if there is anyone in here that has influence with those in our city, our decision makers, please. Yes, sir.
Hi, thank you for sharing. You all don't mind, let me stand up. I'm Dr. Raymond Langford. I'm the CEO of the Oakland Private Industry Council. The Oakland Private Industry Council has been providing workforce development services for 45 years in Oakland. The Workforce Development, OPIC, the Workforce Development Agency, we lead the adult workforce training dollars for the Oakforce Workforce Development Board. And we subcontract to Lau Family and Unity Council. The three agencies cover all of Oakland when it comes to the ethnic groups. I'm here tonight because I'm an invited guest of Mr. Charles Reed, Mr. Zero Wilson, and Mr. Tracy Lambert. Another part of our work, we have been working with the formerly incarcerated. We have what's called a DVP grant with the city of Oakland that we've been providing, working with the reentry community for 15 years. What I'm excited, and I'm here also with a colleague of mine, Dr. Jeffrey Watson, and I started in this industry providing health, mental health, violence prevention for the last 25 years because of his leadership and his work. I have a contract across the street on 90th and 90th and MacArthur, a $2 million contract from DTSC. We partner with Rue Associates, and it's a $2 million contract. None of the money goes to Black and brown men. It goes to my Caucasian brothers. I have a problem with that. I think I also, let me just finish. I think this is important. I have also worked with Alameda County supervisors to form what's called the Measure A1, when we raised $580 million for affordable housing. We have worked with Measure W, which is $1.4 billion. We also did the footwork for Measure C for the Child Care Initiative and providing medical services for UCSF Video Children's Hospital. I want to congratulate this brother, Mr. Reed, and these two gentlemen, because what this committee has, you have men from the reentry community who are well versed in this work, and they have a plan to address this work so that one, people's sickness turns to health, two, people go from incarceration to work and home ownership, etc. And it's not the pointing of the finger, the black against the white, etc., etc. We have a mayor that has started Keep the Town Clean. Guess what? That program has been overseen by OPIC, and we've hired these brothers to do the work of Keep the Town Clean that has partnered with the City of Oakland Public Works Department, Department of Transportation, and now we brought to the table, what's it? Garbage company. Hold on, we're almost done.
Okay.
It's management. So what we're saying is here, the elected official from District 7, this is his district.
That's right.
His job is to make sure city staffers stay employed.
That's right.
But his job, he doesn't want to go against the brothers who are trying to help. This body can help because there are additional resources at the city level, the county level. And then what's missing here is Mia Bonta, the assembly person, who oversees the budget for the state of California in terms of additional resources that are needed for this community. So I just want to echo everything I've heard, but I think you have at the table, you have these gentlemen who formerly incarcerated, they have a plan with Youth Uprising and the other groups on the table. And you certainly have this dear senior mother here who understands the importance of us living healthy, living free. The Alameda County Public Health Department study will show of their 21 health disparities, Black and brown people lead in 20 of those 21, and Black lead in, I think, 16 or 17. So this is an opportunity to make an impact with the new mayor, the new council member, etc. And we're here to support and make it happen for each and every one. This is a good problem to have because you got the resources at the table to make it happen. And I want to thank this gentleman here, Mr. Croniger, because this guy here, this businessman, you all know this. Let me finish this, and I'm done. And you guys can, sorry, you didn't have to church. I'm done. Let me finish this. This Caucasian gentleman here has been working with the biggest Black churches in East Oakland, Allen Temple, Axel Gospel, Center of Hope, and others, and other groups hiring Black and brown men to make it happen in our community. And this is a business is giving back. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry, we actually have an action item on the agenda that the CSC has to vote on. And
Maybe we can
we're gonna have to
talk
move on
during
to
the
that.
break
Maybe
then?
we can come back to that later on in the
2
meeting.
seconds, I just want to close out.
I'm sorry,
Okay,
we
all right,
really
thank
have to
you.
move on to the vote because this is an action item. We have to make sure that we get to this. On this meeting, we can come back to it. Thanks, Daryl. You wanna take us into the vote?
Great. So thank you all for weighing in on that conversation around illegal dumping there and excited for what's to come. We're going to move on here to vote on the final draft of our Right to Breathe, our East Oakland Community Air Quality Justice Plan. Just as a reminder for folks, we count 14 voting members today. We have 9 online and 5 in person. Today's vote will be a simple majority, if you can do the next slide, meaning that we will be asking folks to raise their hand if they object to the adoption of the final draft plan. So if you are supportive, you keep your hand down. If you object, you can raise your hand both in person and online. And we will count using simple majority, meaning 8 votes in either direction is enough for us to move forward. So with those instructions there, I will go ahead.
I have a question before we even vote. I would like to know this. Are we following Robert Rules of Orders?
No.
Robert Rules of Orders.
No, we're not.
We're not. That's why I'm asking, because usually most organizations do follow Robert Rules of
No,
Order.
we're following the voting guidance from the charter.
From what?
From the CSC charter agreement.
This is, oh, really?
Yeah, our
Oh,
CSC
I didn't-
charter
oh, goodness,
agreement.
we're gonna have to change that. No, which is why I'm saying that, because Robert Rules of Order is very important. Very important in all organizations.
Okay.
That's the reason why I mentioned that.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, tonight we'll be using this. So again, it's a simple majority, and we're asking folks if you object to raise your hand.
Okay.
So if you don't object to the adoption of the plan, please keep your hand down, and at the end we'll tally and announce the vote.
I had really,
Quick question. Oh, go ahead, Mrs. C.
because I was gonna make a motion, that's why. I did that.
Quick question. Is this amendable at a future date? The draft plan? Once we vote?
This is Alicia.
The plan, Ayana, is annually, we're going to evaluate it every year. And so there may be some adjustments, and then at the 5-year mark, we'll make another adjustment.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure the voters were aware.
Why look at it every year if you're not gonna think about changing anything? Is that to track it?
Yeah, you do. You make some adjustments, like if, I don't
So
know.
it is amenable then?
Yeah, yes.
That's what we just want to make sure that we're not voting for something that's set in stone and we can't add tweaks to it because it's not working right.
What I will say is that the reporting, the annual look at the actions is our way to make adjustments. Now, will we open the plan, make line edits and things like that? Probably not. That would happen at the 5-year mark. Annually, though, we'll make adjustments to the approach to working on actions.
And will CSC members be involved in you guys' evaluations, because we don't want to leave it all up to agency to evaluate?
Yes.
I have a question I want to ask. Do you all have bylaws and constitutions that you go by?
It's the charter agreement. It's the CSC charter agreement that you agreed to at the beginning of this process.
We voted on it, but it's been years, so.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make some changes. No, I'm serious, because we want it done decent and all. We want it done correct. Yes, ma'am.
Would it help to repost the slide with the question? Justine, could.
I believe so.
Okay, that would.
As a refresher.
Go ahead, DJ.
So thank you all for those questions. I hope we're all clear-headed on how to move forward here. So as a reminder, if you agree, you will keep your hand down. If you object, you will raise your hand.
Yo tengo un comentario rápido.
Thank you. And we'll go ahead and we're all good now. Commence the count.
DJ,
Yep.
just a second. I'm not sure if you're in the English channel, but Medina had a quick comment before we.
Oh,
and
great.
then after we hear the comment, we will begin the vote.
Great.
Go ahead, Medina.
Sí, bueno, yo tengo esta duda, ¿verdad? Que si podemos votar, pero al mismo tiempo que votemos y que no se estén realizando los trabajos que exactamente estamos aquí poniendo en este mapa, ¿verdad? En este plan, podemos ajustarlos, podemos abrirlo y decir, esto no se está llevando a cabo, esto quiero cambiarlo, o ya se va a quedar así.
So yes, every year we're going to evaluate the progress, and we'll be able to see what is making progress, what is stalled, what is maybe making slower progress. So that's part of the plan, and we can make adjustments.
I have one comment.
I have one.
I say very little, but I will say this. I think my company should be removed.
Okay, should we proceed?
Yeah. So thank you for Marina for that question. And yes, it will be reviewed there. Okay, folks. So if we are all right with all this.
No, can I make a quick comment?
I have a question.
I know you guys are always in a hurry, but I just want to name that for CSC members. I'm sorry, this is Cynthia speaking. We live in these communities. This impacts us, and our name is affiliated with this document. And so saying yes or no is a big decision for us. You all get to go on to your different neighborhoods, to your jobs, and you don't live with the consequences of that. So if people in this meeting have questions, take the questions and take the time. Do not rush us to just vote. So I just want to name that you all are always business as usual, and don't play us like that.
Thank you, Cynthia.
That's true. He had a question, and I don't think it was heard because I didn't hear the answer.
Yeah, we can go to Bill to get a comment.
Yeah, this is Bill from Argent. I appreciate that, Joe. It wasn't a question, it was a comment. I just said that I believe that my company should be removed as a business of concern. from the draft plan. And I have the right to say that.
And I am a member of the CSC who lives in East Oakland, and I'm a member of the community that believes that Bill's business should stay in the CERC. Just want to throw that out there as a facility of concern.
And we acknowledge maybe potentially that there's been, significant progress made by Argent, and we could add that as a caveat to Appendix D, Gabrielle. I mean, just to say
what is a caveat?
Some of the control measures that have been put in place.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm not concurring with Bill.
No, I
okay. Just
we would leave it in, but
okay.
maybe add that there's been, like his sort of.
So if you can add a last minute caveat, then you can add a last minute targets for emissions. If you can, if a non-voting member of the CSD who owns a business that is polluting East Oakland, can you rush in to offer an amendment to the CERC, and we have people pointing out that our CERC doesn't have targets, whereas other CERCs do have targets. And you're like, well, that's just how it is. But then Bill comes in and says, my business shouldn't be here. And you're like, oh, we'll add a caveat. It's like, what?
It's a caveat that would say that tremendous progress.
Are you proposing making an amendment to the CERC?
Wow. It would be.
Could we?
Business.
Not everybody can hear online. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just did a check to see if folks online can hear. Not everybody can hear. So we need, can someone get closer to the mic who's in the in-person room and help to summarize, or if speakers could get closer to the mic, that would be really helpful.
Agreed.
Where is the mic?
Okay, if we can't add targets, we're not going to be adding caveats at the 11th hour. Okay.
Little heated discussion.
This, if that's what we're doing.
Okay. I think that, I think we're in agreement then. There's no change, but we recognize you, Bill, for your effort and for everything you're doing to, in terms of employment and cleanup in the neighborhood.
And I would just ask to submit this.
And outreach.
To the record, please. It's been collected.
It will be in the record, yes.
Yes.
I do want to say something though about the targets. That without target numbers, you have nothing to shoot for. You have nothing to aim for. And there's no way that we're going to be able to tell from that emissions report who or how people are regaining their health or whether they're regaining their health. And those kinds of targets and measurements need to be set in order for us to have something quantifiable to hold on to. And so I have to agree with Gabrielle on the fact that without the targets, the meat is missing.
Mr. Charles, very, very respectfully, Appendix D has quantitative measurements for PM, for particulate matter, for DPM, for all the VOCs, for the tax, for 2031 and 2036. So that becomes our estimate of where we think we'll get. Okay.
Does it
have that's a proxy.
Does it have
and
targets as far as lowering the hospital visits due to asthma and respiratory illnesses? Does it have targets like that? Because those are the quantifiable health targets that should be there that we can measure.
So the health targets in chapter 3, yes, we do have.
Does it have targets or does it have?
I'm sorry. I didn't say targets. Okay. We do have the health data in chapter 3, and then in 5 years we'll evaluate it.
If it's gone up or down.
Exactly.
But we won't know if it's gone up or down more or less than.
We won't say, oh, and if by 30%, but we'll be able to make that assessment.
Will be the data in, sorry if I just may add, the data, the community description, that's chapter 4, includes health data that we worked very closely with the Alameda County Public Health Department to get. The data comes from them and was the most recent available data. And so we'll be able, that sets a baseline of sorts. And then at the 5-year mark, we'll redo that, the community description, we'll update it with we'll get the same health data and be able to compare what improvements, if there have been any improvements.
10% less hospital visits would be a target. And it would have a number of people within that 10%. And I don't see why we can't set measurements like that. We should be ambitious about the work that we're doing instead of being concerned about not doing it.
Agreed. And on a side note, I did want to give Bill and Argent Materials their flowers because they are consistent and coming to these meetings. They do outreach. They do a lot of the help that impacts East Oakland community. So although they are on the list, they are trying to make an impact within the communities in a good way. So I do commend them. And Shamar did have a question about types of business concerns. What type of business of concerns do you mean? Can somebody clarify?
The businesses of concern are excuse me, it's called the Community Facilities of Concern. And that was established early in the planning process with CBE. And so they were community identified facilities of concern.
Yeah, our AB617 researcher worked on problem statements about certain community facilities of concern in the community. And that was one of the facilities of concern that we found for the different pollutants.
And I do want to say something on that. Man, I personally invited CBE to go on a tour of Argent Materials to see the innovation that they've done. And they refused. No, hold on. I'm talking about not when the other lady was there. I'm talking about since your new director has been there. That they've innovated since then. And no one has come down to see the innovation. And so if you don't see the innovation, how can you know what the change has been? And so what I'm saying is that we need to be fair when we're assessing businesses that have been cleaning up trash without being compensated for.
Greenwashing.
Hold on. I am a community member.
Hold on 1 second. Let's keep the discussion civil and respectful, and let's go one at a time.
Right.
And speak up so that folks online, so that we're also being inclusive of our folks that are joined virtually, okay?
And I got you. It's only fair. I understand that we have industrial polluters, but we're not talking about the industrial polluters that refuse to change their ways. If a company has shown that they are changing their ways to improve the quality of air in this community, then we need to be also respectful of that also. Because we cannot survive without industries and without companies, but when we have one that's helping us, that should be recognized. And I do believe that I've been one of the staunchest ones on this committee about polluters, period.
I would just say, Gabrielle, we're changing because of you and because of Carla. We heard you. This is to your credit. I said it again and again. We wouldn't have done it without you. Don't do it like this. You should take a bow. It is true. You don't.
Don't patronize me. I'll come look at the site, but I've been around the site. I still see the dust. I still see the dying bamboo that you call a buffer. And I just can't sit here and everybody be like, yay, Bill, because the truth is that we'll see. We'll take measurements. We will take measurements and we'll see. We'll look at the actual dust. That's all I care about.
Just be open to it. Yeah,
I'm open to seeing what comes out of the dust, but I don't think we should be amending the SERP. I think we can, let's, for this. I don't think we can amend the SERP for this if we can't amend the SERP to send targets. I think that's an unfair double standard there.
I think we have a couple hands online.
Yeah, so thanks for pointing that out. We'll just go ahead and bring up just a point of time here, just to respect everyone's schedule here, folks online and in person. Right now, we are fairly over time on this item in our agenda, so we have a couple of choices here. We can either continue our questions, dialogue around this, and correspondingly postpone the vote, or we can vote and move forward with the agenda, which had acknowledgements and some wrap-ups there. How are folks feeling? Just want us to come to a decision collectively here, so that we're all on the same page moving forward.
I
I
just
feel
want
that
to
we should
Yeah,
clarify.
and we could, what we can do if there are still, like I see another hand, someone who hasn't spoken, Carol, online. So it would be good to hear from people who haven't spoken yet. And what we could do is we could make up some time with the other agendas that are after this, after the vote. We're going to do an acknowledgement agenda item and next step. So those people who are presenting those, we could try to speed those up to get you out on time. Thanks, DJ.
But this is the meat and potatoes, community members. I need you, if you have something on your mind or in your heart, please express it today before we vote.
I also just want to raise for people in person, this is Michaela. If y'all can once again just like speak a little closer to the mic because some people online can hear what Gabrielle said. Um, so yeah. I think it was some really good stuff for sure also, and I definitely agree with you. So yeah, if people can just like speak up a little bit.
Great. Could we take Carol and then I'm checking folks online. Any concerns? I think Cynthia asked if folks are ready to vote. So if folks want to weigh in online on that after Carol's provides her question or comment. Go ahead, Carol.
Sure. Hi. So, as a licensed architect who actually is doing affordable housing development in North Richmond right now, and we actually have some very contaminated sites. One of the sites that we take our contaminated construction materials or demo materials to is Argent. So they should still continue to be a business of concern, not because they have not done the work, but because of the nature of the work that they do. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm piggybacking and adding to what Gabrielle was saying. It's not about whether he's done the right thing or not. It's about the type of business that he has and the materials that his company handles. Dangerous materials, and they should continue to be a business of concern. Thank you. That's all I have to say.
Thanks, Carol. And then Michaela, you raised your hand. Do you want to, is that from before or do you want to speak again?
Yeah, I'll speak again. I definitely agree with what everything has Gabrielle has said. I also will just say if folks can't see the Zoom chat, there's a lot of CSC members who agree that Argent should definitely stay on the list of businesses of concern. I'll also just mention I don't think a business that's literally contributing to the death of East Oakland members should ever be able to volunteer themselves to be off of any kind of list or a priority item throughout this entire process ever. As a non-voting member, I actually think that's like a really, really bad practice, regardless of the actions like taken. For all the reasons that people have said, like it's literally hazardous waste that's quite literally killing people. And that's not to say work hasn't been done, but I do definitely think that's like very unfair and completely goes against like the last 2.5 years of work that CSC members and people in the actual community have been like talking about. So I just wanted to like add that note. And once again, not to shame anyone or say no work has been done, because I agree, it's good to acknowledge the steps that have been made going forward and the collaboration efforts for the community. But I don't think that was like an appropriate way to bring that piece up. So yeah, I just wanted to say I fully support Gabrielle and what she said in the in-person room, for sure.
Thank you.
I
I
have
don't
no.
see any
Arlette,
other hands online, so I'll turn it to Anish. Are you monitoring hands in person?
We don't have any hands in person.
Okay. Then, folks, are you ready? Oh,
Unfair.
Bill wanted to.
It is unfair to say that we handle hazardous waste. That's patently untrue. We handle the same concrete and asphalt that's in this building, in that parking lot, in all of your driveways. It's the same material. It's not hazardous waste, and there's not one drop of evidence that we're killing anybody. So to make those assertions and to not allow me to respond is just, again, unfair. I've sat here patiently for years while all these things have been said about me that are untrue. And I do need to stand up for myself. We're not handling hazardous waste. We're handling solid waste, concrete and asphalt around us everywhere, every day. It's no different.
okay.
There's one drop of information that I've harmed anyone's health, particularly mine. I'm there.
Anna, let them dialogue. Let them dialogue.
Sorry, keep jumping in at the wrong. Sorry, apologies. It's hard to know when you're stopping when you're online. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all wrapped up. It's all wrapped up.
Okay. Okay, I don't see any other hands online. Let me check the chat. Anish, I don't see any. Folks, does that mean you're all ready to consider your vote here?
Anna,
yeah.
I just want to say that everybody's had an opportunity to voice their opinion. And that's what these discussions are about. It's not about anger or animosity. It's about everybody having the opportunity to speak how they feel. And I would hope that we could take a vote. And if we don't, and we have to put it off, then that's fair to the CSC.
Yeah.
But I do want to thank everybody for being able to voice their opinions and to know that you support it and that is what this community advisory council or steering committee is about.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. Okay, so let me pass it to DJ to give instructions on the vote.
So thank you all for weighing in and having a very lively and comprehensive discussion here. We appreciate all the different opinions weighing in and all the opinions that'll come in down to this vote. So as a reminder, I know that the screen is down, but we have, I think now 15 voting members because someone joined late. So what we'll do is take a count of raised hands. Raised hands means that you object. We're going to be using simple majority here to count them up. So without further ado, we'll start with first the folks in person. If you object to the passage of adopting the final draft Right to Breathe East Oakland Community Air Quality Justice Plan, please raise your hand. So in person, I don't see any hands. Is that correct, Justine?
We have no hands in person.
No hands in person. Okay. And online now, it's your turn. If you object to the passage of our plan here, please raise your hand and we will count them up. So online, I'm just seeing Shamar's hand. Is that correct? Anyone else online that I might be missing?
Yes, I only see one hand.
Okay, great. So let's mark that down. So just to confirm the tally, announce our final results here, it appears as though we have 14 yeses and one objection. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, folks, there we have it. Congratulations. We finally cast our vote here with great conversation involved here. Thank you all for weighing in. Give yourselves a round of applause. I know it's tough to get to this place.
Thank you. And Shamar, I know this is amendable, so in the future, if there's something that needs to be addressed, maybe we can include it at a later date.
So thank you all for, again, that lively discussion to make sure all these opinions had their voice of day before moving on to the vote. Now that we've voted, do we want to take a very quick break to decompress and come back and shorten some of the items, or do we want to power through? How are we feeling there?
Yeah, I think at least a 3-minute break would be good.
Perfect.
So could we come back at
Let's
7:38?
get it back to the bathroom in 2 minutes.
Okay, 7:38. Thank you.
I know. Well, we've been at this for a long time.
I know that I got a little beat there.
All right, folks. I know we might want a longer break from that riveting vote, but it is 7:38.
I'm with you, DJ. Let's see, are folks back? It's hard to tell with folks online when cameras are off.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't
Yeah.
think yes.
Um, oh, thank you, Cynthia and Michaela. Thank you. Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah, if we can get started with the next slide to bring Carly in, that would be great.
We're ready, right?
Yeah, if we could bring the slide back up and bring Carly up to get started with acknowledgements, that would be great.
All right, we're gonna get started back, everyone. Thank you. We're gonna get started. Oh, yeah. All right. Share the screen. Right, this happened.
Great. Thank you all so much. I'll be welcoming Carly.
No, I know.
Our in-person team call the attention.
Sorry, we're still getting some prepping down. All right, everyone.
Carly, are you, is Carly there?
Carly is here. We're trying.
Okay, great.
All right, everyone. All right, everyone.
Meeting to order.
Yeah, we're all gonna listen to Carly. They're all safe. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for your comments and your attention during this meeting. I'm going to keep rolling through so we can get out on time. Just want to say, of course, a big thanks to everyone who's contributed to the plan. CSC members, general community members for coming to meetings, and of course, Air District and community partners. We're going to do some acknowledgements right now, and first I'll pass it to Mr. Charles so that he can call some CSC members' names. Oh, well, he went to the restroom, so when he comes back, I'll hand it off to Mr. Charles. Then I'll pass it to Ayana. And unfortunately, Michaela is feeling a little under the weather this night, so I'll make sure to announce for a list of CSC members' names. Just to note for online members, if you want your pictures taken, like a screenshot next to your certificate of appreciation, please turn on your cameras. And if your cameras are turned off, we will assume you do not want your picture taken. We will send you all screenshots individually after the CSC meeting. And the intention behind taking your pictures is to send them back to you and for your eyes only. And by the way, your certificates will be mailed to each of you. And I will pass it now to Mr. Charles so he can announce some names.
Hey, everybody, I got my award. No, really, this is about our community members because you guys have taken the time to come to these meetings, to be alert and to be present, whether we here or on Zoom. And I personally want to thank all of you CSC members who have made your voices heard and made sure that people know that you've been here, because this is all of our accomplishment. And just think about it, it's been almost 3 years. And in 6 months, we'll be able to get some stuff done.
Amen.
And so the first award I would like to give, a certificate I would like to give is to, she just left. Oh, she left. Did you want to say her name? We're gonna say her name anyway, Miss Colleen Lang from the Port of Oakland. And now we have Miss Gabrielle Sloan. Would you please come up to receive your certificate? And if you wouldn't mind taking a picture with me And I would like to give that to you to hold.
1, 2, 3. I'll take some 2. Thank you.
And thank you, Gabrielle, for always, speaking up for what you believe in. That's what this is about. That's yours too.
Oh, that's mine.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And that's how you keep your notes. Whenever they do something you don't.
You're right. You're right.
And so I really want to thank her for always coming in person, Miss Cecilia Cunningham.
A picture taken, I would have dressed more.
Cut it out, Miss Cecilia. Congratulations.
Completely natural.
Para la otra nos avisa para ponernos bella y ir en...
And this is yours.
One, 2, 3, and then one more. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Can I see it, please? Can I see it?
Can y'all believe that? Can y'all believe that? All right, and we have another one here. Mr. Bill, we call him William Crattinger.
One, 2, 3. 1, 2. Thank you.
Smile.
Yeah.
Have a blank.
All right, Mr. Charles, do you want to call the rest of the names? Some folks are online, and for the online folks, we can take a screenshot at the very end of the meeting. So if you want to stay on for that, feel free. But I'll pass it back to Mr. Charles so he can announce the rest of the names here.
All right, and so we do have 4 more names for me to mention, and I have spoken to all of them except for one. And so the first one is Andrea Pineda. Oh, I got that right. You got it right. Andrea Blackman, Becca Bantam, and Carol Core. We want to thank you for your service because we could not have done this without you. And thank you so much for voicing your opinion and speaking truth to power. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Charles. All right, now I'll pass it to Ayanna, co-chair Ayanna Johnson, so that she can announce her names for certificates of appreciation.
Actually, I appreciate everybody, from everyone who voiced their opinions, who show up to the meetings on a consistent basis, even the non-voters. Your impact here has been tremendous in these 3 years. I wanted to show and give flowers to everyone. But on my list, I want to go ahead and give shout outs. Cynthia Gutierrez, I want to thank you for all your hard work and your impact and everything that you do for this community. This is very beautiful. Danny Scott, your voice and impact has been wonderful as well. Erica Pasquale, your input we have highly noticed, and thank you for being here on a consistent basis. Jamaica Sowell, your beauty and your impact has been wonderful as well. Katie Liang, thank you so much. We appreciate you too. Kimmy Watkins Tart, non-voter, we appreciate your impact in this committee as well. Tran Nguyen, thank you so much, and also an alternative for Kimmy Watkins Tart. And last but not least, our junior co-chair, Michaela Patton, your input and your babysitting of all of us CSC members have been wonderful. We appreciate you and we love you for always keeping the peace in our times of chaos. So we love you all.
Thank you, Michaela. Thank you.
Thank you, Ayanna. All right, Michaela, do you do you still want me to call those names, or do you feel okay to call them?
No, if you can do it, that'd be great.
Okay, okay. I hope you feel better, by the way.
Get
So
better.
I want to give a shout out to the rest of our CSC members. We have co-chair Ayanna Johnson, of course, Mr. Charles Reed. Thank you both for your contributions and leadership. Kalila Haynes, non-voting member, planner of City of Oakland. Susan Goolsby, Marina Munoz, Marika Goolsby, Jerry McGee Tyner, and Shamar Tias, thank you all for your contributions and your leadership in this work. And that wraps up the certificates of appreciation. Thank you.
And congratulations to everybody.
Congrats, yeah.
Hard work, boy. We've been going through it.
No matter what, we got the job done.
Right.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone. So my name is Manny Oliva. I'm with the Air District, and it's first of all, I want to thank you all for participating today, and thank you very much for your leadership and participating during this process. I'll be talking today about next steps. So where do we go from here? So next slide, please.
All right, do you want to give your title really quick?
Oh, yes, I'm the manager of community planning within the Air District in the in the Planning and Climate Protection Division.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. So here we are at the beginning of February. We're adopting this plan and moving forward now to the Community Equity, Health, and Justice Committee of the Board for the Air District, which will be considered in March. And from there, if with their recommendation hopefully going to the board, the full board of directors for their adoption in April. So adopting the final draft plan by the board of directors of the Air District in April, and then submitting that plan to CARB over the summer and for their final sort of consideration. And then we begin implementation. So, this is where we are now in terms of the steps, and we will obviously be communicating around this during all of these steps forward. Next slide, please. So obviously, the work's not done. We certainly appreciate all of the hard work that's led us here, but now we have this plan that we really want to get adopted and get started with implementation. And we're asking you, everyone, to continue to stay involved. We will continue to communicate on the opportunities to be involved. But just so everyone's aware, the committee meeting, Community Equity, Health, and Justice Committee meeting, is a public meeting. And it is on Wednesday, March 11th from 1 to 5 p.m. We will be sending more information about this to all of you. And then the board meeting for the Air District is Wednesday, April 1st from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, we will be sending more information before these meetings for all of you. We hope these are public meetings. We hope, if you can, that you can participate and hopefully continue to engage with your neighbors, your communities, community-based organizations to support the plan and continue to be involved. Yeah, and then I think, again, this will, like I said before, we will continue to provide information as the meetings move forward and obviously communicate throughout. And just there is a link here on board, sort of where the calendar is for the board and the committee meeting. We will be sharing this information, again, the calendars and the invites and the details around this. Thank you. Next slide, please. So, again, thank you for your participation in the meeting. I really appreciated being here and hearing the discussions and hearing all of your work and your passion and commitment to this work. Please fill out a post-meeting survey. We have it both in English and Spanish. The links are right here on the slide. So please don't forget to let us know about provide any feedback around the meeting. And with that, that's it. Next slide, please. Yep, thank you. The thank you slide. Again, thank you all very much. Really appreciate your commitment, your hard work, your passion, and we look forward to continue to work together and support the community. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Manny. Carly, did you want to do a picture for the folks online?
Oh, sure. Yeah, if folks online want to get a picture or screenshot next to your certificate of appreciation, we can be doing that right now, and Justine will make sure to take the screenshot. Let me just share my screen.
And also, Carly, can you let them know about the next meeting? Or any future meetings besides the ones community meeting?
Yeah, I was also gonna say, can the air district or someone just specify the timeline a little bit more? And then also, though, can we go back actually to the next step slides that had the meeting dates? I think, just like really emphasizing that it would be great if CSC members can really show up to these meetings, because this is the actual like voting time where it's going to be voted by the different like boards and committees and presented. So yeah, want to keep like our energy there, even though I know the meetings might be hard to go to. I know the Air District also is going to send out emails, and maybe CBE can do some follow up to really get people to these meetings if possible. But yeah, can people talk about what the plan is after this meeting so CSC members can know a little bit more about like the next couple months?
Planners, do we have, goes back to Manny.
That's the new guy, right?
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about that. Obviously, this is the adoption phase, and our focus really is making sure that this plan, all the hard work that has been put into this plan, gets adopted, and that's where the focus right now, the effort will be. And as soon as we have a final plan, then implementation will begin. But right now, we are sort of in that particular phase.
Yeah, I'll just to be clear, this will be our last CSC meeting for a while because we're going into that phase to get your plan adopted. So, but we'll stay in touch. We can email this meeting info to you all as a reminder as we get closer to the meeting. So we'll definitely do that. And we'll stay in touch about the progress towards adoption and towards the implementation phase. I hope that's clear.
So y'all rid of us now. Y'all rid of us now.
Thank you for that question, Michaela. So let me pass it back to Justine and Carly, who are doing photos for folks online. And again, thank you all so much.
All right, for folks who want their picture taken, could you just state your name because or you can raise your hand. That way we can pin you and screenshot your picture.
Yeah, Carly, I could see online, so I see Cynthia, Marina, and Marina, and Jerry. Do you three want to do your photo?
Okay.
Okay, so why don't we go in that order of and then Michaela. So we'll do Cynthia, Marina. I'll write this down so we have an order.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Cynthia, Marina. Did I say Jerry? And then I saw Michaela, and then I see Andrea. Anybody else? Okay, I've got the cue. Okay, so we'll do Cynthia first. And Justine, are you pinning the member so that you have both the photo and the slide next to each other?
We would have passed him out. Because
Okay, I see. Carly, thank you. We can't hear you.
Carly, I can also pin myself if that's easy.
I want you to be able to give him
Look, I just pinned me.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
perfect.
let me unpin myself. Do you want me to unpin it? Okay. Now I'm two pinned. There you go.
Okay, let them know,
Cynthia, did you hear that? They counted.
I heard a cheese,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Go on to the next one.
To the next person
Yeah.
or okay,
Yeah.
so after Cynthia, Medina, are you ready?
All right, let me find Marina.
Sí, estoy.
Okay. Medina, are you listas?
Marina,
¿Lista? Sí.
Yeah, she's ready, Carly.
Uno, dos, tres, sonríe.
Okay. Thank you, Medina. Okay, let's do Jerry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Gracias, Marina. Okay, Jerry. Jerry, are you ready? Okay, Jerry's nodding yes. So Jerry's ready, Carly.
Give me a second.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, yes.
All right, Jerry.
Great, great. Thank you. Okay, next is Michaela. Hey, Michaela, you ready?
Sorry, give me 1 second. Oh, do you want to lower your hand, Michaela? There we go.
Had a good time, Frank?
Okay, we're almost ready.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Ready? 1, 2. Yay, 1, 2, 3. There, perfect. Thanks, Michaela.
Okay, thanks. All right, thank you. And then we have Andrea.
Okay, and then 1 sec. Okay, got it?
I got you.
All right. We'll say 1, 2, 3. 1 second. I love your haircut. All right, back to 1, 2, 3. Yay! All right, we did it.
Okay, awesome. So nobody else wants, does anybody else need to take a photo? I don't see. Okay, no. Yay. Okay. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful evening. Hope to see you in March at the board meeting.
Thanks, y'all.
Bye. Thank you. Take care.
Yeah.